Ladies and gentlemen, I found a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and this is a Summit Reserve. This is the highest trim level that you can get in the new Grand Cherokee L, and I am going to show you guys around the exterior and show you the interior, and then maybe we'll take it for a quick drive today. Let's get into the video. Really quickly, be sure to subscribe to JB Reviews and make sure you have those bell notifications on, and be sure to check out my other channel, Attainable Exotic Cars. Now let's get back to the video. I found this 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Summit Reserve at Century Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Mount Airy, Maryland, so be sure to check out their inventory. It was really hard for me to really see a difference between the Overland, the Summit, and the Reserve, and I think that instantly you can tell just the front grille design. It just looks so much more classier. Like, this is the premium SUV, guys. Like, this isn't chrome. This is like a polished aluminum look to the front. And there's just so many different features. Like, for example, you have a night vision. You also have a forward-facing camera. You have your radar cruise control. Your parking sensors are kind of hidden inside the grille. You can kind of see it on the sides. And on the side here, you also have a parking sensor. Now, your headlights and your fog lights are going to be LED. So they have like that kind of a bluish tint to them. Your high beams are also going to be LED. Online, they do say that if you get the Summit, you get projector style headlights, but these are still reflector style. So I'm not sure if that was just a typo, but these are definitely not projector style headlights. Beautiful aluminum just below there. It just looks amazing. They did a great job. Check out your 21-inch wheels, and you also have these optional running boards too. I believe these were $975. This is something I've seen like on a Mercedes or BMW, like that design. It looks really clean. I didn't think you would need running boards getting in and out of this because it's not that high, but if you do put in like the off-road mode, it does get pretty high, so they would come in handy. Now, these are riding on Continental tires, and the tire size is 275/45, and as I mentioned, it's a 21-inch wheel. I mean, you can see your air suspension inside, and it looks like they have like aluminum trim pieces for the suspension as well, and they do put a fabric material inside the wheel well. That's going to help make it a little bit easier to clean out mud, things like that. And man, this is the overall design. I mean, that aluminum that you saw up front is running on the mirror, which also has an accent for the turn signals, and it goes up and around the windows, and the roof rails too have that same brushed aluminum look. You do have a 360 camera. You can see one of the cameras right there, and you have your blind spot indicator, and these mirrors are heated as well. The door handles has that brushed aluminum look. I mean, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I think Jeep is gonna really take it home. I really do. Like, this is sexy. I can say that. This is a beautiful SUV. And one thing that they did for the higher trim levels is they added the smart key system for the front and the rear doors. Like, they did that. And I actually didn't show you guys the engine under the hood. Let's check that out really quickly. Now, believe it or not, the V6 is standard across the board. I thought that I read that the 5.7 was standard on the Summit Reserve, but that's not the case here because this does have the V6. In my opinion, I think this is a little underpowered. It does have an 8-speed transmission, and this is going to put down about 290 crank horsepower, 257 pound-feet of torque. So in today's numbers, it's not a lot of power. And because this is a little bit larger because of the features and the size of it, and it's going to be a little bit heavier than the standard wheelbase Grand Cherokee, I think that the 5.7 should became standard at this trim level. But nevertheless, you know, you do have a cheaper price. I mean, you saw the MSRP on this thing was $67,250, so it's a lot of money if you are looking for one of these. But out back, that beautiful sleek design continues on the taillights, and look how they molded the exhaust down below. And again, that aluminum look around the windows continues on the back bumper. Your parking sensors are pretty hidden for the most part. And every light back here in the taillights are going to be LED as well. They do hide your hitch out back. If I had a blanket, I would take that off, but I'm too afraid I'm going to scratch that because I have to hold the camera, obviously. But if you do get a higher trim level, I believe the hitch and the tow package does come standard too as well. So all in all, a really clean design, and I do think that Jeep just knocked it out of the park, guys. Now, if you want, go back and watch the last video. I did demonstrate the air suspension for you guys. So right now it's just in a normal ride height, but you can put this in an off-road 2 mode, and you can put it in an entry-level mode as well. I think that this is the SUV of the year already, before the Grand Wagoneer obviously comes out. Check out this overall design, guys. I think we have a winner here. This is just beautiful. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like this interior color, but man, this is just stunning. And it looks so great with the black accents, like on the door up top. The carpet is black, so it just looks beautiful. I mean, look at the diamond embroidered leather here. Man, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, one thing I pointed out in the last video I did with the Overland is this does light up, and it shows Macintosh. And pretty much everything on here is actually soft touch. Like down below here, it's like wrapped in leather. Right here is wrapped in leather. In the Overland down, you have hard plastic, but pretty much everything on this door card is soft touch, except for inside here, which is fine. I mean, you have a ton of seat controls. You can actually increase the bolster on the side of the seats if you're a little bit skinnier, and that does come in handy. Look, I just found a quarter. Nice. It's mine now. I'm 25 cents richer. And you can control this front piece as well. You have the lumbar support as you would expect, and you have a massaging function. And on the higher trim levels, on the Overland and up, you have the option to have seat memories on the driver and on the passenger side, and the passenger does get massaging seats as well. So we're gonna hop inside real quickly. Really easy to get in and out of in this setting for the air suspension. And you are greeted with this 10.25 inch cluster screen. And you also have a 10.1 inch screen on the side. Let's go ahead and turn these cool seats on. It's like, yeah, 91 degrees outside right now. But man, check out this design. You have like a high gloss panel black, and it's pretty much everywhere inside the interior. Like, it's on the steering wheel. It's pretty much everywhere on the center console here as well. It looks really nice. And I love how this screen kind of floats on the dash. You kind of see on the side how it floats. And let's just kind of go through this really quickly. So if you push this button, this is like a quick menu. And if you want, you can click on, let's click on pretty much your driving functions here. So it shows you that you have night vision. Yes, you heard me correctly. This truck has night vision. I showed you the little sensor in the front grille. And this also has like lane keep assist, radar cruise control, all that good stuff. I mean, there's just so much things in this SUV. Same thing goes inside of here as well. I mean, you do have your fuel economy. I think Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, they do it the best with their systems. This is the Uconnect 5. Uconnect 4 was class leading in the past, and this is doing the same thing. I like that they give you like a full screen navigation. I believe Audi or Ferrari might have started putting the navigation inside the cluster, and it just kind of keeps that driver focus, as well as having a heads-up display too as well. So you have two different functions to kind of keep your eyes on the road when you're driving, and everything's just done well. Like, look at the stitching color. The stitching color matches the interior seats and door cards. Like, good job, Jeep. You did it well. You did it well. I mean, this is all finished in like a suede or Alcantara. I mean, they did cheap out on this little screen here, but that's okay because everything else looks great, and you're not looking up here all the time too, so that I don't have to be too picky. But all in all, I mean, this is just a beautiful interior. I mean, even like around the start and stop button here, it just looks really high quality stuff. Now up top, you do have a leather wrapped dash. You get the same thing on the Overland as well. Macintosh speakers, and it just looks really great. As I mentioned earlier, they do illuminate the Macintosh too. And above your screen, you have your stop-start function. You do have lane keep assist. You can disable that, as well as your stability and traction control. You have your caution lights, parking sensors, and if you want to allow us to park itself, it has that function as well. 10.1 inch screen, as I mentioned earlier, and I mean, really the only things I want to show you in here is your vehicle. You have your controls. You can pretty much control your mirror up top. You can dim it if you like, and it will dim the mirrors on the outside if someone has their high beams on. You have a rear view camera as well as a forward facing camera, and you can clean that camera as well. It has a function on the screen that you can push right there, and to go back just hit the X up top. Now this does have a fam cam as well, and if you point on this screen here you can see it changing where you are, so it's a really nice function that they give you for your kids or any kind of cargo you may have out back. Last thing I'll show you is the surround view camera. If you obviously click this into reverse, it comes up automatically, and they have different functions. They have like a wide view for the rear as well as for the front, and then they give you that 360 camera on the side if you are going off-road, and it gives you the lines too. And you did have two cameras out back. You had one for the hitch, and the other camera up top was for your high definition rear view mirror too. As I mentioned earlier, even up top here you do have that piano black above on all your controls, LED lights. Yeah, Jeep and Ram are leading the way with the overall design. They're just killing it right now. Now let's just open this up. You have a ton of USBs, Type A and Type C's, power plug. You can wirelessly charge your phone, and this is going to be your gear selector, and it's high quality metal too. You hear that? Same thing goes for these little guys. This is going to be for your driving modes. Now if you put it into sport, it does drop it down to aero mode. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, you have another place for cup holders and a place to slip your key in the center. This is going to be for your four-corner air suspension. You just push it down to go lower or push it up to go higher. Now depending on which one you're in, sometimes it will lower or raise depending on the level, depending on your speed. You have a leather wrap center console here, and yeah, small storage for like a wallet, and then a little bit larger storage, finished in Velcro, and everything's pretty much finished in leather, guys. This is top-notch stuff here. Like, I'm in love. I am probably sold on getting one of these for my wife at some point. Out back, they pretty much finished everything in soft touch, even down below here. And I don't know if I showed you the stitching. They have that stitching as well. Piano black. You do have this sunscreen for the rear occupants as well. And look at your door handles. Everything's finished in a high quality material. And they still give you the illuminated grill speakers out back too that says Macintosh. These seats do slide. Now something I haven't seen yet is this center console. I guess you get a center console in the higher trim levels. And yeah, pretty decent size of storage. This does pop out. You can hide some things in here, and you can control pretty much your heated seats. And did I mention the rear had cool seats? Yeah, it does. It has cool seats back here, and that panoramic sunroof would pretty much come all the way back. Let's go ahead and open it all the way so you can see it. Oh yeah. And what else is there to say, guys? I have cool seats in the second row, so I'm going to take a nap back here real quick. Be right back. All right, so now that I'm done with my nap, you do have a power plug just below, more USBs, and you do have two cup holders in this area too as well. They did put them right here without the center console, so they're a little bit more done up better inside the Summit Reserve. I don't know if I showed you that same aluminum trim piece that you saw on the exterior. It's on the back of your seat. You do have AC vents on the side here. Now if you want to put the seat up, all you have to do is just push this forward like this, and the seat just kind of lunges forward, as you can see there. And if we climb in the back, these seats are going to be powered, which is not my favorite, but you have to go out back to put them up, so let's go ahead and do that real quickly. You do have a power lift gate. It is automatic. And if you would like to lunge the other seat forward too, you can do that too. So yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of space out back, even with this third row seat up. You should check out my video I did in comparison with the Tahoe. I think it kind of gives you a good idea of how much space you have. You do have also a subwoofer in the back, and you could preset this for a certain height too as well. All right, let's try this one more time. So I'm gonna step in the back. Now I'm about 6 foot, right? And I mean, if the seat's not all the way back, I mean, I have tons of space in the rear. They do appoint the rear with these LED lights. And yeah, cup holders, USBs on the right side as well as on the driver's side. And you have your vents on the side as well. I do like the placement of these. And I didn't show you, but your seat belts are the same color as your seats. So that's a nice accent to the interior as well. If you are a little bit older and you're stepping in to that third row seat, you might want to try to skip the running boards because they are kind of awkward with the placement of the seat here, so you could hurt yourself. So you gotta be careful getting in and out with the running boards. Just keep that in mind. We're gonna take this Grand Cherokee L Summit Reserve for a quick drive. I did drive a Overland, and they're gonna drive about the same. They both had V6s. So there's not going to be too much of a difference in how they handle and things like that. They both have the air suspension, but I figured I'll just do a quick drive of this one as well. As I mentioned in that last video, listen, if you're in the market for a premium SUV, that is what this is. This is a Lexus, this is a Range Rover, this is a BMW, this is a Mercedes. It has the same features. You can get a V8 engine if you'd like, and at some point I'm sure there will be electric modes like from the 4xe that you see on the Wrangler. But this is a premium SUV. When the Wagoneer comes out, I'm telling you, everyone's going to be at the drawing board again. I mean, this is so comfortable. I love the way this handles. Power sucks. This is slow. The V6 is not the way. I think that they need to fix that quickly. I believe that they should have made the 5.7 standard, at least for the Summit Reserve. But that's just me. I'm just, you know, I'm a little biased, I guess, in that case. But let's see. It handles pretty well. A little bit of body roll. Let's put it in sport mode, actually. There we go. Let's put it in sport mode. So it'll be in aero mode is what they call it. And I feel like I feel like the steering wheel just tightened up. That's what I was kind of feeling. It was kind of loose. Oh yeah, there we go. That's way better. Oh my gosh, yes. There we go. So the steering wheel just tightened up, and the air suspension lowers down a little bit to what they call aero mode. And it's a little bit of body roll still, but like it's tight enough to where like it's predictable. You know where you're going. So if you had to like swerve because you had to, you know, avoid an animal on the road, for example, you would have confidence to kind of get this bad boy back in control. And it has stability control as well, so it'll kind of help you feel like you actually know what you're doing when you don't. All right, here's a quick acceleration from 45. We're going uphill too, but nevertheless, this is just a little bit slower than what I would have wanted to be for this premium SUV. Like when I look at this interior, I'm like, man, I know this thing's fast. It's gonna have good power. It's gonna sound good. And when you hit that throttle, you're just disappointed every time. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it handles like a decent SUV would. I mean, if I was driving a BMW X5, I would expect it to handle this way. And sometimes it depends on the tires you're using too. I think these tires might be giving up. I mean, this is riding on 21-inch wheels, so your tire choices kind of go down at these crazy wheel sizes. So just be careful. If you don't want like a goofy handling SUV, you might want to skip those big wheels and just get something with a little bit more sidewall. But all in all, great SUV. I think that Jeep is doing a great job, and if you're in the market for a Grand Cherokee, you gotta check one out. Or if you're in the market for any midsize SUV, I should say, you should go and check out a Grand Cherokee L. You gotta do it. You will be doing yourself an injustice if you do not check this out. As far as road noise goes, it's not too loud. I think with the sunroof open, I can kind of hear a little bit of noise. You can hear the engine pretty good, and it's good sounds too coming from that V6. But for the most part, I mean, this is a quiet, well-refined mid-size SUV. I think that the Grand Cherokee standard wheelbase is still my choice, just because I feel like this is more geared towards like a family. Like if I wanted an SUV, I would get a Grand Cherokee, probably like an SRT maybe, but I don't know if I would pick this. This is really nice. I don't have to have something this refined, but it does come in handy if you really want to show it off to, like, you know, your clients. If you're like a business owner and you want to take your clients out, this is what you were going to use, because this is going to really show that you're doing well for yourself. Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit is going to be $58,995. Now keep in mind, the Summit Reserve is basically an add-on package to the Summit, as you guys can see right here. It just says Summit. What Jeep normally does is, on the standard wheelbase Grand Cherokee, if they had the high altitude package, it would basically say Overland, because that's basically what it's based off of. Now you only can get this Summit Reserve with four-wheel drive, and on the right hand side you can see everything else that gets added on. So the Summit Reserve adds $3,000 to the base price of this, and everything that you see down to the Palermo leather door trim is what's included with this. Now this gets the Palermo Italian leather, and the regular Summit just gets Napa. Alright, so that's pretty much the biggest differences there. And then total price is $67,250. So if you were to add that 5.7 liter V8, you'll be right at $70,000. But hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys soon.